So you're thinking about moving to Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA? Well, today we're going to go over the pros and cons of living and working in Huntington Beach. And I'm not reading off of some blog list. I actually live and work in Orange County and help people move to the area all the time. So if you're serious about moving to the area, give me a call. My contact information is at the bottom. And now let's get into it. So pro number one is definitely going to be the beach lifestyle. So, Huntington Beach has miles and miles, I think it's about 10 miles of beach in the area. We have the Huntington Beach Pier, which a lot of activity happens down there. Volleyball, surfing. I mean, it's Surf City, USA after all. So, I mean, if you're into surfing, you at least got to come check that out. But there's always something going on down in Huntington Beach, almost every weekend, a lot of events. So, if that's your vibe, we'd love to see you out here. Also, one of the other things about Huntington Beach is the sunset. So down at the Huntington Beach Pier, I know it's the same sunset as all the other beaches, but there's something epic about being at Huntington Beach Pier at sunset. Pro number two is going to be a strong community vibe. So Huntington Beach has a very strong community vibe. Like I said before, if you're into surfing and events, like almost every weekend there's something going on. We have big surfing events, the air show. They have the Pacific Air Show out here every year, which is huge, which draws a lot of people. A lot of the stuff is oriented right around the pier. Things are happening all over the city. So, great schools, just a great community. Pro number three is going to be a strong job market. So Huntington Beach, it's not part of LA County. It's almost considered a suburb of LA because LA is very close. You're probably about 30 minutes from the airport. But in this area, there's a lot of airports that are close by. You have John Wayne Airport, which is down in Orange County. You have LAX, which is a huge airport. Everybody knows LAX. You also have Long Beach Airport. The job market is reflective of that. During COVID, a lot of people actually started working from home. So if you work in LA, or you have an office in LA and you only have to go in once a week, Huntington Beach, you're 30, 45 minutes away, depending on traffic, of course. We're in LA after all. Traffic out here can be a nightmare at times, but if you time it right, if you know the area, you shouldn't have any problem. And again, you have Irvine Tech Corridor. It's very close for a lot of commuters. If you have to drive into the office, it's easy. There's a lot of freeways like coming right out of here. So the commute is, actually very close by to a lot of major industries. There's a lot of opportunity for jobs in the area. So, if you're working somewhere and you want to find another job, there's probably something right around the corner. And it's a huge area too. Very, very, very laid back community as well. Pro number four is going to be excellent schools. And, I'm going to say this, go on greatschools.com and look at the school ratings in the area. Always do that no matter where you're going to move to, because, I can say they're great schools, but that's subjective. So go online, check out the schools in the area. And Huntington Beach is a pretty big city. But there's a lot of good schools here as well. And pro number five, without doubt, is going to be the weather. We're in Southern California. Right now it's June, probably the middle of June, and it's like a cool breeze outside, probably about 70 degrees, beautiful weather. There's nowhere in the country that has weather like this. This is pretty much all year round too. So the weather, if you go inland about, 30 minutes, it's going to be like very hot. But out here, it's actually kind of cool, and it's in June. During the summer, it can get up, in the hundreds, but typically you're going to be around 70, 75, which is going to be your average all year round. And, that's one of the things people say about Southern California. You can't beat the weather anywhere. All right, that's the good stuff. So let's be honest though. Every place you go, they're gonna have some pros and cons, so let's get into the cons. Con number one is going to be the home prices. You can find condos out here. I showed some a couple weeks ago right around $500,000, but your average price is gonna be about 1.5 million. Obviously, the closer you get to the beach, the more expensive those homes are gonna be. You know, if you want to be on the beach, there's not a lot on the beach. I mean, you have homes across from the beach, but to get down on the beach in Huntington Beach, you're going to have to be like up in Huntington Harbor, which is going to basically be on the harbor. Those homes in there are going to be around 3 million up. You know, you get what you pay for. So just put it that way. So we're in Southern California. You know, the job market is really good out here. People on average make more money. I mean, property taxes in the area are going to be about like 1.2, 1.3%. You know, on some of the newer developments, you're going to have HOAs HOAs too, but Melrose or special assessment taxes out here. The insurance rate is going to be kind of high in the area. You know, California's been getting hit with high insurance rates out here. You know, they're trying to do things about it, but right now, you know, depending on the house, insurance could be a little high. But I mean, if you have questions about that, just call me up and, you know, we can run some scenarios for you too. Utilities, you know, these are all kind of cons. My daughter lives in Texas, and I was out at the house a couple weeks ago, and she's running the air conditioner like I was freezing. And I said, well, if you just turn it down 2 degrees, and she looked at me, she says, well, I only pay $50 a month. So I was like, okay, can't argue with that. Out here for, you know, 1,500 square foot home, you're probably gonna run about $200 a month minimum. Good news is you don't have to run the air conditioner all year long like you do. Like in Texas, forget it, it's gonna be hot. You know, for the most part, it's pretty cool. You can have the windows open, especially if you live down towards the coast. Now, if you go inland, yeah, you're gonna need to run the AC. A lot of homes down by the beach in Huntington Beach actually don't even have air conditioners too, so there's a reason for that. Con number 2 is gonna be traffic and parking. So traffic in Southern California can be a nightmare at times. When you plan on 30-minute drive, like I was saying earlier, like up to LAX, you know, that could turn into 2 hours very easily, depending on the time of day or what's happening. It really doesn't matter if you plan it out. It's very random. So usually, you know, after the rush hour, you're pretty good to go. But, you know, there's times even after that, you know, traffic is just miserable at times. Parking down in Huntington Beach, I mean, you're definitely going to want some place with a garage, because traffic, especially when some of these events happen, is impossible. And then, you know, they also have other rules where you can only park on a certain side of the road, you know, certain times of the day or certain times of the week. You know, there's things like that too. So just, you know, make sure you scope that out when you're here. But, you know, parking and traffic, definitely a con. Con number 3 is going to be an older housing inventory. So what do I mean by that? A lot of the homes in here are going to be, you know, older. Not a lot of new home developments in the area. A lot of the older homes have been refurbished or redone, but you got to kind of look at that too. If you're looking for a new home, there are new homes in the area. We can find those, but, you know, and a lot of them are totally redone. Nothing to really worry about, but that is a con if you're looking for a newer community. Con number 4, during the summer, you know, we have June gloom. Today I had to wait to come out till about, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon to film this video, because we have a marine layer that comes in, and, you know, the rest of California inland is going to be nice and sunny, and then, you know, out here along the coast, it's overcast. I mean, I was wearing a jacket this morning, and it's in June. So, you know, some people might look at that as a con. I kind of like it. You know, it's not good for like shooting videos and I want to show people, you know, sunny Southern California, but, you know, some people might look at that as a con. I can't think of any other place I'd rather live though, but, you know, that's con number 4. And con number 5 is it can be a very competitive market. So if you're looking to purchase a home in the area and you're looking for that one home that is in like mint condition, chances are you're gonna have a fight over it. You know, there are things we can do about that. There's other like strategies that we can work on to help you get you in that home. You know, it's good to work with an agent that understands how to negotiate. But, you know, if you have any questions about that, just reach out to me anytime. You know, I love hearing from people from, you know, my YouTube channel. So let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, so that's a honest look at living in Huntington Beach. Again, if you have any questions, 562-357-7768, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. The actual contact information is down below in the description. If you need anything, I'm here for you.